All praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing this word in sincerity and truth worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. So yeah, I wanted to get into this real quick. I think the brother's name, the elder's name is Manata Zakbar, right? Slakia. GMS South Carolina, '08. He had made this video on the Hebrew Israelite Unity Demon, okay? So, if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Brother's hitting the points, the elder's hitting the points, proving that, this isn't about no unity thing. This is about looking for the elect of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay? Not no fucking unity camps, right? Because unity camps, they have different doctrines, okay? The Lord don't have many doctrines. He have one doctrine, okay? So this elder was going into the point, of that, it's a unity camp demon, man. Then I labeled it the current Abiram Dayton spirit, because we're going to get into that real quick too as well. Actually, I'm going to read about that right now. That's why I labeled this Corinth, Abiram, and Dayton wanted a unity camp. Look what happened to them, okay? And the reason why I say that, when you read the commentaries, you would understand, right? But let's get into a little commentary here. What's written in the commentary by David Guzak, okay? So it was significant. I'm going back up. You gotta read back up a little bit. Corinth. He had made an accusation, Korah made an accusation against Moses, right? He accused Moses of pride and exclusionarian leadership, okay? When the Most High chose Moses to be, in the position that he's in, we're all given our lot, right? It was significant. This accusation was made publicly in front of 250 leaders of the congregation, men of renown. Men like Korah are always playing to an audience, and we see that now in the house of Israel. Okay, we see a bunch of these camps out there. They're being led by individuals who are always, playing to the audience, right? Always trying to draw a following after themselves. And we see this within the house of Israel because these leaders know when the apostle elders talk about the MOTB and so on and so forth, they downplay it, they say it's something else, so on and so forth, right? But the apostle elders, they're not trying to draw a crowd to themselves. They're trying to look for the elect, okay? So these guys will downplay, because they want numbers, right? They'll downplay the prophecies such as the MOTB, the deflect when it comes up to certain things such as the MOTB, okay? So they're always in that mindset of resisting the truth. It's Janes and Jambres withstood Moses, right? So men like Korah are always playing to an audience, always trying to draw a following after themselves, right? And our apostle elders, they've never taught us anything like that. Try to draw a following to yourselves and so on and so forth. No, it's a go out there, do this work in sincerity and truth onto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, ecclesia, looking for the elect, calling out for the elect, okay? That's it. Let's go to something real quick here too as well. Take too much upon yourselves. We'll go into the commentary that this was a clever attack. Korah acted as if he represented the people and fought for their interests. And this is another thing with these unity camps, okay? They're trying to pretend that they're out there for the interests of the people. Really, it's the interest of their pockets, lining their pockets with money. Because once again, they try to draw a following to themselves. and they want that money. They're not interested about the 100% truth. They're interested about getting that bag, okay? This was a clever attack. Curran acted as if he represented the people and fought for their interests. The truth was that he desired a following and a position for himself, okay? Drawing a crowd for yourself, trying to get a big name, okay? Trying to get a big name for yourself, all right? This is why they come up with these horrendous breakdowns, okay? Trying to act as if Yahweh Shimei Shai is not going to return, like his return is not right around the corner. Acting as if you got 1,000 years here to do whatever you want. Just know that you're an Israelite, but send that bag, right? This is why they try to draw that following to themselves, once again, for that money, and to get a good, and try, they're out there trying to glorify themselves instead of glorifying Yahweh Shimei Shai. These are the same men that look for praises, they're rather the praises of men, right? This is the mindset they're in, right? Continuing, Moses, you shouldn't be a leader. Let everyone be a leader. See that? Let everybody be a leader. When we tell you we have the 100% truth, they hate that, because they want to be up in those positions where they can say or make it seem as if they're a part of that 100% truth or have the 100% truth. No member of GMS is going to no unity camp, and sincere brothers who push the same word, same doctrine, we're not going to no fucking unity camp. You're not coming to our camps, any of them. The sincere brothers and the brothers of GMS, right? Or we're all sincere, but the brothers who have the same doctrine and pushing in sincerity and truth, right? They may not have GMS on their title, but they're pushing 100% truth, the same doctrine, right? We're not going to no fucking unity camps, man. That's a big no-no. We're not out here to glorify ourselves. We're out here to glorify, praise, and honor, and Yahweh Shimei Shai, right? So let everyone be a leader. God can speak to everyone, right? That's the mindset. Well, you say you got 100% truth, this, that, so on and so forth. You acting like God's only dealing with you, Yahweh Shimei Shai has one doctrine, right? This is one body, one faith, one baptism, right? One doctrine, one mediator, one God, the head, the power, Yahweh, right? Is one people. These guys can't get it through this thick skull. So yes, Yahweh Shimei Shai is dealing with what camp? He's dealing with GMS, okay? Starting with the Apostle Elder Tahar on down, okay? So, going back into this, rebels and divisive persons have always used such words for their cause. Yeah, they go out there and they accuse us of rape, all these horrendous things they accuse us of, just to put themselves up, to look like they're fighting for the people. We've seen an individual do that before. His name was Polite, right? The Black Unconscious community. Look what happened with him, right? But this unity camp stuff, that was the mindset of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, right? Moses knew, what was it? It's a small thing. God, is there separate you? Okay, let me go with this. Moses knew that the rebellion of Korah was rooted in ingratitude, okay? They were not thankful for the wonderful ministry Yahweh gave to them to do. He rebuked the pride and self-seeking that prompted their challenge, and that's exactly what it is with these guys. We're not here to build a community. We're here to search for the elect. When you're in that building a community shit, you become a poster boy. You become a celebrity Israelite, right? We're not here to be celebrity Israelites. go home and pin us on the wall and shit like that. No. Once again, the honor, the glory, the praises all goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? So this, pride, me, self-seeking, as it says right here, trying to be the man. We already know who the man is. Okay? So let's get into this real quick. Oh yeah, and this too, Dathan and Abiram, these were co-conspirators with Korah. They would not even meet with Moses nor answer his challenge. They chose to accuse Moses instead. And that sounds like IUIC. It's lucky. That sounds like them, Anyways, let's get back into this because they don't even say the name Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They're done. We know that 501c3, how it is. So Korah, Abiram, and Dathan wanted a unity camp. Look what happened to them. Okay, there was you having a different mindset of Moses and the next two and all those two. No, there's no binding with that. Just like we have a message, they all had a message. They all had secret. Let's say it like this. They all had what's the word? Secret intentions, right? Moses didn't have no damn secret intentions. He just came to do the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Thus with us, we don't have no fucking secret intentions. We come, do the work, give it to you, whether you accept it or not, whatever. But they got 501c3, just a whole bunch of funny bunny shit going on. Bunch of secret intentions. Okay? We're giving to you straight without no chaser. So no community building mindset, all right? That's confusion right there. Let's get into that real quick. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 33. For Yahweh is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. So guess what? Us coming with different doctrines, that's confusion. Somebody asks you, can you do it in the butt? And this guy over here from GOC or ISUPK, whatever, I can't remember which leader it was. One of them had said it, that, yeah, you could do it in the butt, okay? Somebody comes and says, can you have sexual relations with your wife on the Shabbat? Somebody says, yeah, you can. But the next guy is saying, no, you can't. That's pure confusion. The MOTB is not that, it's sleeping with white women. No, it's not sleeping with white women. How dare you, brother? It's your chip in your phone, yo. Everybody, that's pure confusion, man. You have people tossed to and fro, okay? Wherever you win the doctrine, you can't do that. So going back into this, let all things be done decently and in order. And that shit is not orderly, okay? It is not orderly for men to stand up there and have 20 different doctrines, okay? 5 different camps, 5 different doctrines. You can't get nothing straight. And Exodus chapter 23 and 3 tells you don't follow the multitude to do evil. That's evil. And you're causing people to wrestle in judgment. Because one man says you could do it, the next man says you can't. By the end of that conversation, that person is walking away even way worse now. Because of what y'all did. Okay? So the scriptures tell you, hey, so the scriptures tell you that what? Be with a man whose mind is according to thy mind, not according to some other fucking doctrine or, you know what I mean? Sirach chapter 37 and 12. But be thou continually with a godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee, if thou shalt miscarry. Whose mind is according to thy mind? Meaning you speaking the same thing. You saying the same thing, okay? Not all over the place, tossed to and fro. Like I said, there's one mediator, man. One doctrine, one baptism. He doesn't come and fucking give us confusion. The dust, Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 4. There is one body, one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. Okay? So, there's one body, one spirit. Okay? That whole body is in unison, is in sync, right? So it's not somebody else's leg, it's not somebody else's blood, and it's not somebody else's thoughts. Okay? Controlling that body. That whole body in sync with itself. Oh, my toe hurts. The brain gets it. You know, oh, my belly hungry. Food to the mouth, right? The hands scratch at the back. Back need itching. Yeah. Get there. Yeah. You know? The body need washing. Let me get this whole epidermis. Ears need cleaning. Twink, twink, twink. Right? So it's in unison with itself. It's not doing it to another body and going over there and torn. No. That body feels the pain. That body feel the itch. That body belly feel the hunger. That body sees through its eyes and hears through its ears, speaks through its mouth. Okay? One Lord, right? One Yahweh Shai. We don't come with many different Yahweh Shai doctrines. No. One Yahweh Shai. That's it. One faith. That's it. One baptism. That's it. And you guys are coming. You guys don't even have faith. Okay? You guys claim that you guys, we hardly hear you even talk about the elect, talk about having faith, okay? The names of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. One God and Father of all. Slakia, 1 second. So one Yahweh Shai, one Father, okay? Not different doctrines of the Father. Slakia, 1 second, Akim. Yeah, one Father. He ain't come with many different doctrines of the Father. Okay? One. Yahweh Shai is thinking the same way. The Father's thinking the same way. Yahweh Shai is thinking. Yahweh Shai is thinking the same way the Father's thinking. They're not torn. Okay? You think India is thinking the same way as Canada and Canada the same way as US and so on and so forth and vice versa? No, it doesn't work like that. Okay? So going into this, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all, but unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Hamashiach, verse 11. And he gave some apostles, and some prophets, and some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach. Right, we're in the same body. We who's pushing this doctrine, the 100% truth, we're in that same body. Okay? That's why we all speak the same thing. That's why our mind is the same, in the same way. When Apostle Elder Tahar or Gabar says, put a 1 up in the chat if so-and-so. You see every brother inside of the 1. If Apostle Elder Tahar, Gabar, any of the brothers, you know what I mean? Or any of the elders, right? The Apostle elders, right? The elders, the bishops, right? It doesn't matter who it is. If we're listening to a video and a situation comes up, like just like this, scriptures are flying up in our head. I beseech you, brethren, so you all speak the same thing, so on and so forth, right? When it comes to the MOTB, we see a commercial and we're like, yo, let me show this in the chat. What's the first thought that comes to your mind when you see this? And then you'll see in the chat, MOTB, right? Oh, what's this going to lead to? Oh, Third World War. Woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. Right? What does this scripture mean? Bam. You know, the Father don't change, the Son don't change. You know? That's it. So we're in the same body. We have the same understanding. right? We're of the same spirit, Lord will. You know, if we're of the elect, right? We're in the same thought process, man. Unified within this body with the same message, okay? Not with these guys out here. Hey, let's continue. These other camps, right? Till we all come in to the unity of the faith. Like I said, these guys don't have the faith, okay? They don't have the faith, and of the knowledge of the Son of God, of the Son of Yahweh. What? Christ, right on the chest. His name is JC. You know, no honor, no praise, no acknowledgement, man. That's a spit in the face. And I can't stand up there with a guy who's doing that. Okay? We're not united in the same things, man. You don't even have faith. Unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. See that? Different doctrines, right? Your Islam, your black unconscious community, your Hebrew Israelite status, right? All these guys got a different doctrine. We're not tossed to and fro like little children, because one minute they're over here at IUIC, then they see GOC doing something, they're like, yo, that's fly. Because these guys are like damn near mixed with the world, man. Okay? Their doctrine is watered down. Though they may know their Hebrew Israelites, yeah, they may be right on some scriptures, yes. But it's not 100%, man. You gotta give it your all to be complete, okay? Yeah, so going back into that, by the sleight of men and the cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive, okay? But speaking, and yeah, they lying, they want that money, man, okay? They want that money. But speaking the truth in love, right? And love is an action, keeping his commandments, okay? And we're speaking the truth. And the love, we're keeping his commandments. His commandments are not grievous, all right? May grow, but speaking the truth in love, may grow up into him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach, from whom the whole body, fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth. And all these, your body is not supplying you, like you see the knee, your ligaments, your blood, and all that stuff. They're doing all the same thing, okay? Just like us being in this body, we're all doing the same thing. So what's required of us, of our lot, to be in this body, Lord, will we be the elect? We're doing it. We're performing it, okay? Just like your knees and everything, right? When you gotta grab something on the thing, it executes what it's supposed to do, okay? When you gotta kick a ball, your foot executes what it's supposed to do. Just like us being in this body, we gotta execute what we gotta do. This is why the apostle elders tell us, push, 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 okay? Pray, 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 okay? Do your part, okay? Being a part of the body. When you wake up in the morning, sometimes your body's aggy. The arm might be stiff and so on and so forth. But when that arm is, when that whole body is, when that arm is out of that daze, the whole body is back in unison, is back in, ready to go. Like Transformers are, when Optimum Prime, all the cars come together or whatever, those Transformers, and they join his body. Or similar to like Power Rangers, right? But if that body is not together, right, it's all over the place doing its own thing. But when that body comes together, it's all moving in one direction for one cause, right? And just like this body that we're in, you gotta perform your task, keeping your lot, right? And do it to your fullest. So that body is, boom, ready to move. Roughly phrased and just metaphorically speaking, right? According to the effectual working in the measure of every part, see, making increase of the body unto edifying of itself in love. Okay? So, going back into this, that's, Corinth, Korah, Abiram, and Dayton, they wanted that unity camp, so they could do their own thing and so on and so forth, right? Water it down. This is why they, I have a feeling within myself, that was something that the Black unconscious community kind of swung up in there for these other camps to put out there. And, that would be coming from E anyways. And the reason why, when we go back and we read about Corinth, Abiram, and all of them, they got that pride, that self-seeking. They want to draw draw a following to themselves. So they wanted much people to listen to them, right? So much like today, when we're telling you the 100% truth, a lot of these camps are in the jelly mode, right? And they kind of look at the apostle elders of GMS. Hey, don't be surprised that these niggas don't look with jealousy, okay? The honest goddamn truth, okay? Some, you might be looking back and saying, well, we don't have this, we don't have that. Well, we got the 100% truth, but we don't have these big cars and so on and so forth. Like a lot of these guys, they're carnal. They like that shit, right? They're part of the world. So you might say to yourself, why are they looking at us jealous? Hey, store up your riches in heaven where moth and rust don't corrupt, man. Because they might be looking at you and saying, damn, I wish I was like this guy, man. I wish I had the integrity of this man. Okay? We came at these guys. We made bold accusations. Look, they're still going. Hey, you never know. But anyways, let's get back into the lesson here. Because once I was saying about faith, these guys don't have faith, man. This is why the scriptures, I'm going to just hit some points in this one. I don't want to get the whole thing. But 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 1. Finally, brethren, pray for us, that the word of the Lord may have free course, and be glorified, even as it is glorified with you, and that we might be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. For all men have not faith, but the Lord is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. And we have confidence in the Lord touching you, that ye both do and will do the things which we commanded you. And the Lord direct your hearts into the love of Yahweh and into the patient waiting for Hamashiach. Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that ye withdraw yourself from every brother that walketh disorderly, and not after the traditions which ye have received of us. For yourselves know how ye ought to follow us, for we behave not ourselves disorderly among you. So going back into that, the apostle elders, they never taught us no crap, no bullshit around here, okay? They showed us how to walk in the spirit after Yahweh Shemel Shai, through the scriptures, through the word, right? So we don't behave ourselves disorderly, doing those things that piss off our Heavenly Father, okay? And His Son. They showed us how, the elect would be walking, how the elect would be carrying themselves, So they never showed us how to behave disorderly. They only showed us the right way. And that's through faith. That's through the faith of Yahweh Shemel Shai, okay? That's through His Spirit, okay? These other camps out there, they don't have faith. They don't have the Spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, This is why they're doing whatever they want, walking disorderly, carrying on however the fuck they want. And we can't be a part of that. We can't be up there with you. We can't have union with that. Okay? We're trying to flee from those things of the world. Put that off, cut that off. That's the old man. Now you trying to mix and mingle us? No, we can't be a part of that. Okay? You cannot be a part of that. The Lord is chiefly, the Lord is looking for his elect. All right? And the elect minded will be thinking about these things. They'll be following these instructions. All right? Finally, this portion here, that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith. Okay? They laugh at us, the faith-based Israelites. What the hell's wrong with these guys, man? And your congregation, they ought to blame themselves too. Do they not read? Let's go into this. Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 1. Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left to us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of. Yeah, we got to keep that fear of Yahweh Shemiel Shai upon us. At least we fall short and don't come into that rest, man. I want to be a part of that 144. You can't make yourself, but the Lord has shown us what was the prize, the reward for the 144, man. You crazy? You'd have to be dumb. You'd have to be stupid, dumb, retarded. Something is really fuck up about your mind that you could read these scriptures and understand what is promised for the elect and say, you know what? I don't want that, you know. Not good sitting that. I'd rather just sit here and just dead, enjoy what we get right now. At least I'll be good in the kingdom. Like, no, sir. No. That's not the mindset the elect would have, man. Okay? For unto us was the gospel preached as well unto them. Yeah, Romans chapter 10:17, that faith cometh by hearing, and by hearing the words of Yahweh. Have they not heard? Verily, I say yes. The sound went on into all the ends of the earth, man. All around the world, so they have no fucking excuse. Okay? But the word preached didn't profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it, right? Listen, I can't stomach this. Let me go to GOC. Let me go to IUIC. Let me go over there. That seems more worldly. That seems something that I can stomach. Okay? Those GMS and their affiliates, guys, they're too bitter, man. They're too austere. I can't handle that, man. So let me come over here where it's, Playboy style. You know what I'm saying? Something where I can shave up and get a 5 o'clock shadow and, the girlies, man. What about the girlies, man? 501c3, I can make money? Oh, shit. All right. These guys, they don't have no faith, man. When we tell them that, we hate our lives, it's fuck these guys, man. They look rough, they look bushy, they look like they don't take a shower or whatever. That's what they say about us. Let them go on. But yeah, that word that was preached didn't profit them because it was not mixed with faith, right? Their stomach didn't hold it down. But who hearing this word, right? Like-minded individuals, it sticks with them. Okay, neighbors, your true neighbors. Sirach chapter 6 and verse 13. Separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. Those are the ones in the truth, pushing 100% truth. Those are your true friends. Okay, no longer I call you a servant, I call you friends, right? So we're friends of Yahweh Shemiel Shai, Lord will. We're in the same body, Lord will we be of the elect. Okay? Well, we're in the same body pushing the same thing. But Lord will we be of the elect, man. Okay? So let me go back here. Verse 17. Whosoever feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. Right, so you fear the Lord, I fear the Lord. You tripping on something, Don't worry. God, I believe that even Yahweh shall reveal this unto you. I can't remember what was that, Philippians 3:14 or something like that, I think. Anyways, but he'll give you that medicine that you need, man. And it'll heal you up. You'll get right back on the right track. Okay? Whosoever feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. And our neighbor in this truth is the brother who's doing the very same thing as you, carrying the very same weight, or it's not weight, but doctrine, right? Praising the very same Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? Your powers, right? And that's it. Simple and plain. Okay? Serving the Father, serving the Son in sincerity and truth, 100% truth, right? That's it. Okay? That's why we can't hold no unity camps, okay? We're not coming no Korah, Abraham, and Dayton type mindset. Okay? They wanted the unity camp, and look what the fuck happened to them. Right? Because they're too prideful, okay? They wanted to be the man. They wanted to gather a following to themselves, man. So that unity camp stuff is just all over the place, man, because that's many different doctrines come together. All right? So yeah, man, with that, no community building mindset, man. That's a Hebrew Israelite unity camp demon. So with that, all praises, all honor, all glory be unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to all the Akim doing and pushing this word in sincerity and truth worldwide, and a sincere shalom to the elect. I hope you're edified, Lord willing, to the next time. Abad Babal. Shalom Akim.